water is the lifeblood of the planet, and we are completely poisoning it constantly. Just announced this week, the Great Barrier Reef. What was it, 25 million years old? And it's officially, this week, been declared dead. Read a post about a river in Russia, and this is happening the world over. That water is, and it's not testing positive for that whatever red algae that's poisonous. It didn't even test positive for that, and no one understands why the water is turning red. But even in and even in your Bible, if you're a devout Christian, it says these are the signs of the end times. The Hopi had these prophecies aligned way before Christianity, and we are fulfilling exactly these prophecies. And we're in an end times for sure. End of the world, maybe not. But we are in an end time when people are waking up. Because, hey, the race issue, blacks, whites, red, yellow, the race issue is continuously funded by your mainstream media. And so your opinion of other races is also tainted. And right now, everybody's working on Muslims. There's videos coming out of all these countries that have taken in Muslim refugees that show these Muslims attacking women in public. Now, I'm not saying that's not happening. I'm not saying it's not going to happen. But you got to understand, governments the world over utilize actors. They put people in a position who want to come to, another country, who want to be a refugee, or they don't want to be a refugee, but who want a new life in a new country. And a part of their agreement is to make sure that they show up at the wrong place at the wrong time for propaganda videos. I've witnessed it myself. I talked to Clyde Lewis about this one night. We were at a restaurant here in Georgetown, Kentucky, and this Middle Eastern family, who made all the appearance of their, their where they came from, their religion, their whatever, made it known in extremely loud conversation. At the Royal Asian Buffet in Georgetown, the absolute best Oriental restaurant, the best in this town, the best around. Yeah, I'll plug them. They're awesome people. But and then there was a dispute in this restaurant about them. Somebody went to the buffet and was eating from the buffet, but then they didn't want to be included in the ticket when it came to pay for the number of people who ate. And so they argued very loudly about it, and causing a huge scene. And then we ran into these people at another place in Lexington. Same family, same vehicle. And they were having, a big argument with the owners, operators of that business over a similar issue. So these people are placed as actors to form your opinion about this race of people. These videos that show up online, I'm not saying that these Muslims haven't committed the same crimes that white people have here in this country. But it's propaganda. They will show you. You will be shown exactly what they want you to see. But let's look at this Native American issue. Let's look at Standing Rock here. Let's pretend for just a moment that you don't care what's happening to Native Americans. Let's pretend that what is occurring at Standing Rock has absolutely nothing to do with you or your family. It's just one of those, oh, another shooting in the bad part of town. Keeps happening, never going to stop. Somebody, some more parents overdosed on heroin. Oh, well, it is what it is, blah, blah, blah. Doesn't really affect me. But let's take a look at this arrest of Shailene here. And Amy Goodwin, another artist, in my opinion, documentarian of the truth of exposing what the government's doing. Amy Goodwin, her footage showed German shepherds attacking Native Americans, horses, a pregnant woman, and a 3-year-old girl being bit in the face. By whom? Private security. Private security. Who had no legal authority. I mean, if this doesn't piss you off, if it does not piss you off that your banks are funding this project, all for that damn dollar. That damn dollar. But again, I know I go off on many, many tangents. I actually had, tried to script exactly what I wanted to say in this episode. And I bounce around, but I'm not saying anything that isn't true. My agenda, my friends, whoever listens to me, if I get through to one person, it will have been a good day. To wake up and see what is going on in your country. But again, for the moment, this arrest of Shailene and these other people, these other journalists who are exposing the corruption of your government. Let me tell you, let me reiterate that for the moment I have the free speech to say this to you. For the moment. Because this arrest totally affects that. But again, back to the thing, say you don't care. Say you decide it does not affect you at all. Okay, I'm going to show you why it does directly affect you. Here is the issue with this arrest. She, as I said, as well as these other journalists, being arrested for exhibiting their First Amendment rights as guaranteed by your Constitution, the thing that guarantees that you're supposed to have these rights. Never mind the fact that your government so graciously writes a piece of paper that says you should have these rights. How about rights as a human, as an individual, as a sovereign being? These should be guaranteed to you by your own mind, much less your creator. So in essence, if in what is supposed to be a free country, again, you record your government or your police, people who are supposed to be working for you, committing a crime, you and I are the ones who have to pay for it. Remember when you were told in school about how great America is? And every July the 4th you go to watch some fireworks and you think to yourself or tell your kids, hey, these fireworks symbolize a great battle that occurred so we could be free of oppression and unlawful taxation. Unlawful taxation. Yeah, that's one of the main reasons there. As our public education tells us, that's why we wanted to break free from merry old England over there. But we are only 240 years after that. After the Declaration of Independence. And we've called it the Declaration. It is a Declaration of Independence, but break it down so that it does not become a cliched sentence. We literally declared independence from an oppressive government, only to do exactly what they did and what they are declaring. I mean, what are they continuing? What they are continuing to do. Yes, I have not had sleep. Um, and again, you're not allowed to gather evidence, video evidence of your authority figures committing these crimes. And it is an absolutely laughable thing. It's just like cops. Drug test. Nobody who drug tests their police officers. Well, they're above the law to a degree. And when these cops are, when it is shown that they've committed a crime, where are the other cops coming to? Where are the good cops who should be standing up and say, "Hey, I mean, I'm not saying it doesn't happen." Just came across an article recently about uh, an officer who turned in fellow officers. Also read an article about an officer who was fired for not shooting a suicidal individual who thought that there was a better way, that his life was worth saving. But anyway, you're not allowed to gather video evidence of your authority figures or your government. Yeah, one and the same, committing crimes. These independent journalists, as I said, brought to the world the news of American companies desecrating native burial sites, attacking 3-year-olds and pregnant women with German shepherds, brought to the world's attention that your government cares more about crude oil than they care about its own people. Right now, it happens to be Native Americans. They definitely care about that damn pipeline more than those people. Definitely. You know why? Because at today's rate of crude oil, once that pipeline, 1,134 miles, this pipeline is going to pump uh, almost $24 million of crude oil a day. That money's more important than you. And you know I'm telling the truth. Look at your own local government. You'll see. People are getting murdered today for attempting to reveal the truth about cancer, and that there are cures, that there are feasible alternative fuels, or because they can prove that today's candidates are crooked, law-breaking thieves or perverts who only have their own interests at heart. And when it comes to politicians, I'm using the term heart very lightly here. But why does none of this bother you? If it doesn't, because if these people, these journalists, these independent journalists, can't go and film the truth, then the government is literally impeding on their First Amendment right. You can have freedom of speech, but now it comes with all kinds of caveats. You see, you can have freedom of speech, but and it doesn't take much to prove that something you say can incite a riot. Like, you can voice your opinion, but if other people get upset about that and they decide to go and, um, I don't know, start a riot. Or if you say, something like, I can understand why people would kill police officers. And someone goes and says, yeah, I'm so pissed off about this, I'm going to go shoot a cop. I don't believe in killing in any